The crystal-clear waters of the Caribbean were a diver's paradise. With its vibrant coral reefs, schools of tropical fish, and the occasional shipwreck, it was a place where adventure and beauty intertwined. For 28-year-old marine biologist Emma Carter, it was more than just a diving spot. It was her office, her playground, and her sanctuary. Emma had spent years studying marine ecosystems, and she was no stranger to the mysteries that lay beneath the waves, but nothing could have prepared her for what she was about to discover. It was a calm, sunny morning when Emma and her diving partner, Jake, set out on their boat. They were heading to a remote part of the ocean, far from the usual tourist spots where rumors of an uncharted underwater cave had piqued their curiosity. The cave was said to be hidden deep within a coral reef, its entrance obscured by years of natural growth. As they anchored the boat and prepared their gear, Emma felt a thrill of excitement. "This could be the discovery of a lifetime," she said, adjusting her oxygen tank. Jake grinned. "Or it could be another wild goose chase. Either way, let's find out." The two divers plunged into the water, the cool embrace of the ocean enveloping them. They swam toward the reef, their flashlights cutting through the azure depths. After a few minutes of searching, Emma spotted it, a narrow crevice in the coral just wide enough for a person to squeeze through. "This has to be it," she said, her voice muffled by the diving mask. Carefully, Emma and Jake navigated the crevice, their flashlights illuminating the dark rocky walls. The passage twisted and turned, leading them deeper into the cave. The water grew colder, and the silence was almost eerie. After what felt like an eternity, the passage opened into a massive underwater chamber. Emma's breath caught in her throat as she took in the sight. The chamber was unlike anything she had ever seen. The walls were covered in strange, glowing algae that cast an ethereal blue light. The floor was littered with ancient artifacts, broken pottery, rusted tools, and what appeared to be fragments of a ship's hull. But what truly left Emma speechless was the massive structure at the center of the chamber. It was a statue, at least 20 feet tall, carved from what looked like black stone. The statue depicted a humanoid figure with elongated limbs, webbed hands, and a face that was both beautiful and terrifying. Its eyes seemed to follow Emma as she swam closer, and she couldn't shake the feeling that it was alive. "What is this?" Jake whispered, his voice trembling. Emma didn't answer. She was too focused on the intricate carvings that covered the statue's surface. They were unlike any symbols she had ever seen, a mix of ancient hieroglyphs and something otherworldly. As Emma reached out to touch the statue, a sudden current swept through the chamber, stirring up the sediment and obscuring their vision. When the water cleared, Emma's blood ran cold. The statue's eyes were glowing. A low, resonant hum filled the chamber, vibrating through the water and into Emma's bones. The carvings on the statue began to shift, as if they were alive, and the glowing algae on the walls pulsed in rhythm with the hum. "We need to get out of here," Jake said, his voice urgent. But before they could move, the chamber began to tremble. The floor cracked open, revealing a deep, dark abyss. From the abyss emerged a creature, a massive, serpentine being with glowing eyes and scales that shimmered like liquid metal. It moved with an unnatural grace, its body coiling around the statue as if protecting it. Emma's mind raced. She had studied marine life for years. This was something else, something ancient, something that shouldn't exist. The creature turned its gaze toward Emma and Jake, and for a moment, time seemed to stand still. Then, with a flick of its tail, it disappeared into the abyss, taking the statue with it. The chamber fell silent, the glowing algae dimming until the only light came from their flashlights. Emma and Jake didn't need to speak. They swam back through the passage as fast as they could, their hearts pounding. When they finally surfaced and climbed back onto the boat, they were both pale and shaken. "What the hell was that?" Jake asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Emma shook her head, her mind still reeling. "I don't know, but I think we just found something that was never meant to be found." Over the next few weeks, Emma tried to make sense of what she had seen. She consulted experts in archaeology, marine biology, and even mythology, but no one could explain the statue or the creature. The cave was marked on maps as a hazard zone, and Emma was warned to stay away. But she couldn't forget what she had seen. Glowing eyes, shifting carvings, the serpentine creature. it all haunted her dreams. She began to research ancient legends and stumbled upon a story that sent chills down her spine. According to local folklore, the Caribbean was once home to an ancient civilization that worshipped a sea god. The god was said to live in an underwater temple, guarded by a serpent that could control the tides. The civilization had vanished without a trace, and their god was never seen again. Emma couldn't help but wonder if the statue and the creature were connected to the legend. Had she stumbled upon the lost temple of the sea god? And if so, what did it mean for the world above? To this day, Emma keeps the coordinates of the cave a secret. She knows that some discoveries are better left untouched, but every time she dives into the ocean, she can't shake the feeling that something is watching her from the depths. If you found this story touching and inspiring, please like the video, share it with others, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for following along, and we'll see you next time for more uplifting tales.